Alright. Okay, our safety meeting this morning, sprains and strains. So, we start off with, and there's gonna be a little test too for those of you. Alright, so a sprain is an injury to a ligament. When you suffer a sprain, one or more of your ligaments are stretched, or is stretched or torn. Anytime you fall, twist, or get hit, you can suffer a sprain. Symptoms include pain, swelling, bruising, and not being able to move the joint. You might also hear what sounds like a pop or a tear when the injury occurs. Ankle and wrist sprains are common. So a strain is a stretched or torn muscle or tendon. A strain can happen during a sudden movement, but can also develop over a period of time. Symptoms include pain, muscle spasms, swelling, cramping, trouble moving or using the muscle, and common strains involve the back and hamstrings. So practical steps that you can take to prevent either sprains or strains: get your body in good shape to reduce the chances that you get injured. Regular exercise, stretching will help keep you strong and flexible. Warm up with some stretching before you start work, especially before heavy lifting, those water heaters and things like that, HVAC units. Know your limits. Lifting too much weight and lifting improperly will eventually get you hurt. So get help lifting or carrying heavy, awkward, or bulky loads. Loads that weigh more than 50 pounds should be handled by 2 people. And then it says using a forklift or hand truck for really heavy loads. When you store heavy objects, try to put them on shelves that are between the height of your shoulders and your knees. So obviously not too low, not too high. Pay attention to how you're working. Sometimes your posture, positions, and tools or grips can cause injuries. Avoid putting your body in awkward positions like squatting or reaching over your head. Use tools that are ergonomically designed. Turn valves, levers, and wrenches carefully. Watch where you're going. You don't even have to fall. The jerking moves that your body uses to try to regain balance after slipping can often cause sprains and strains. Pay attention on slick or uneven and cluttered surfaces. Watch out for height changes like curbs and the drop from the slab to the ground. Use caution when going up and down stairs. Maintain 3 points of contacts on ladders. If you do suffer a sprain or a strain at work, tell your supervisor right away and see a doctor. Don't continue pushing through the pain in order to keep working. It's likely to make the injury worse. So, any questions on that? It's pretty self-explanatory, but I'm going to hand out a little quick question or a little test for you guys. Just because there is a difference between them and what can happen, so we're going to go over the answers here in class. Okay, so for the first one, so what should you do if you suffer a sprain or strain at work?
Tell your supervisor right away.
Okay, A, tell your supervisor right away. Which of the following statements is true about sprains?
A sprain is torn or tendon. A sprain can happen anytime you fall or twist or get hit. Symptoms of a sprain include muscle spasms and cramps. A sprain can develop over a period of time. Which is true statement? Which of the following are true statements?
Which of the following statement is true about sprains?
Oh,
A?
No.
C.
No.
It's B.
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 Okay, so remember a sprain, because you have sprain and you have a strain, right? So a sprain is an injury to a ligament. When you suffer a sprain, one or more of your ligaments is stretched or torn. Anytime you fall, twist, or get hit, you can suffer a sprain. So symptoms include pain, swelling, bruising, and not being able to move the joint. And you may hear a pop when this injury occurs. Ankle, wrist sprains are common. So a sprain can happen anytime you fall, twist, or get hit, okay? Now, true or false, it's important to pay attention to how you're working because sometimes your posture, position, tools, or grips can cause injuries.
True.
True. And then what part of the body commonly suffers strains?
Ankles
Back
and
and
wrists.
hamstrings.
Okay, strains, not sprains. Remember, there's a
Bones,
difference.
joints.
Back and hamstrings.
Back and hamstrings,
Oh, okay.
okay? So backs and hamstrings are strains. Those are things, again, we're talking about stretching. Strain is a stretched or torn muscle or tendon. And strain can happen during sudden movements. That's when you can have a back or hamstring or something like that. Those are typically the things. And then true or false, you might hear what sounds like a pop or a tear when a sprain occurs.
True. I think it's probably a trick question. I'm gonna say false.
It's true.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so the sprain is when you hear that pop. A strain is something like that sudden movement, okay? Kind of a tricky one, but I did want to go over on that. Okay, so for those of you who didn't meet Ignacio, he goes by Iggy most of the time. This is Iggy. He used to work with me when I had my company, my plumbing company. Did pipelining. We started out, it's been about 15 years he's been in the business now. So drains he can't do. Yeah, we worked together before that even. So
Yeah.
drains he's not familiar with, but I think that's something we all need to probably work on as far as for drains are concerned. We don't do as many drains as a lot of other companies, but when we get them, it's nice to have people know them, so we do need to have some training on that overall for all of our plumbers. Because drains can be tricky, so, and so anyway, but as far as anything else in plumbing, just about, I don't think, the only thing you haven't really done is diagnose tankless water heaters.
Yeah, whatever.
But you've installed water heaters
I can
and
do water.
PRVs and
Yeah.
basically faucets and angle stops and anything else to do with plumbing.
Regulators
Yeah.
and pipes.
Repipes, everything else, yeah. So, you guys can welcome him, aboard here. And, I think we got a lot of stuff going on actually in plumbing the next week or so, because that thing up in LA sold too, for like $7 grand. Yeah,
Yeah, we got a lot going on.
yeah. So,
Kevin, what happened with that lady that wanted a new air conditioning system? Did she end up wanting one? Pat Murphy? Was on Thursday last week. Told me she maybe wanted a new air conditioning system or her condenser was really loud.
Oh,
Let's see, I went there for preventive maintenance. She lives off of 13 Meadowbrook, Lisa Viejo.
well, that was you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought Ryan was out there.
No.
Okay, yeah, I saw that.
Heck yeah. So we're gonna install that?
Yeah,
Nice.
I gotta make sure you're on that then.
Yeah, at least for a flip, for my
Well, yeah.
fee. And I'm down to do the install, because I told her, if I did the install, that'd make it look really nice, so.
yeah, so between the plumbing side, I know that there's a water heater that's going in today that Sarah sold yesterday. Then Wednesday, she sold a whole house water filtration in the same house. It's going in on Wednesday.
Modera lunch?
What's that?
In Modera?
I'm not sure where the address is, but I know they're both in the same place.
This down the darkness today and tomorrow the filtration.
And maybe tomorrow. But I know we have the tank, we have the water heater, and then we have the filtration. She sold a big job up in LA, a $7,000 job, so.
I have a $17,000 water treatment system going in on Wednesday.
Wow.
So we got a lot of stuff going on.
Cool.
And I'm glad that Iggy's here, he can help out.
Yeah.
Happy to
Need the help.
Whatever you guys need.
Cool. Can I talk about one more thing too?
Yeah, he wanted to talk about mosquitoes.
Yes.
Okay.
So, my neighbor, he works for Vector Control, and so I get a lot of these flyers all the time, and I just wanted to let you guys be a little bit more aware about the invasive mosquitoes that are coming
Thank you.
that have been here in California. They carry a couple diseases. I know we're by a lot of standing water all the time, so flyers could tell you everything. If you guys are on site of people's houses and you see a little bit of standing water, you can dump it out, especially if you see stuff moving in it, because I've been getting bit up like crazy. Mosquitoes love me, so that's all there. So
What's your blood type?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
That's a good one.
Sweet, apparently.
Yeah, that's how my wife is too. They'll leave me alone, and we'll be sitting right next to one another, and she'll have 50 bites, and I'll have like one.
I'm the same way, they don't like me.
They don't like me. They're like,
They're bad. Yeah.
spit that blood out. All right.
Yeah, I got you on it, Fred.
Okay.
Yeah, I already had you on it.
Awesome.
Do you have anything else, Kevin? You want to go over?
Um,
Busy.
Not really.
All right. All right. Well, we let's get out there and get going, get to work.
Cool, thank you.
Got a lot of stuff going on.